what's been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is...
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 2 of mine and Bryant's little getaway. We have just had breakfast, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But first, I want to show you the view we have. It is an absolutely, the sun's not shining. It's a rainy day, possibly snowy day. They're calling for possible snow later today. But right now, it's just rainy and drizzly. But y'all, still, this view is magnificent. Let me show it to you. Then I'll show you our breakfast in with the view.
Hey guys.
Good morning. So you saw our breakfast. My tank top showing on. Sorry. Saw our breakfast and our beautiful view, even on this rainy day.
It's gorgeous.
It's cold. It's very cold.
The heater's on.
So we are cozied up in here, and I'm not quite ready to step outside and go anywhere.
It's like 32 degrees. The wind's blowing a little bit, so wind chill's probably in the low to mid 20s. But it's a beautiful wintry fall morning.
It's just one of those cozy mornings.
Yep, here in the mountainside.
So we're not really in any hurry to get out and go do anything. So we thought we would answer another page of questions for you guys.
All right, here they come.
All right. What is your role as the pastor's wife, and are you over certain ministries or a class? Well, my first and foremost role is just his supporter, his person he can vent to, he can bounce ideas off of, and just to keep him lifted up in prayer. Secondly, I am the music director, coordinator. I don't know what the actual title is, but I'm over the music. And I do several, I'm not doing one currently, but I do teach Bible classes, and we've hosted several Bible studies in our home, and we've just done a small group in our home. So, and I'm over the meals on Wednesday nights, and that doesn't mean I cook every one of them. I used to cook all of them, and now I have since enlisted people who like to cook and say, hey, I just coordinate it. I schedule it, like whoever's going to cook the meal that month.
The main thing is simply this, to keep a balance, because you don't ever want the church to think that the pastor or pastor's family is trying to control everything.
Or run everything. So the areas in which she serves, most of them was where we didn't have somebody that was willing to say, hey, I'll do it. Except for maybe the music ministry. That is a gift of hers. And so that was something that we transitioned into. And one of these days, we know that it will be something we transition her out of. But until then, she's going to continue to serve there. My prayer would be that our church would continue to grow to a point where we could potentially bring on a part-time worship leader that we could pay a salary to. That way you could incorporate some accountability.
like even now, there are some times that she might need to address some things with maybe the worship team, but it's hard for her because she's the pastor's wife and she doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything like that. And not that we have any major issues or anything like that, but sometimes it's hard for her to assert that leadership because of the position she has as my wife.
Right.
And because we know how important it is to be ginger and tender with people.
Yep.
And so, but anyway, the Lord's blessed us, and so that's where you serve right now.
So that's my role.
First and foremost, her role is to encourage me, keep me encouraged, pray for me, and to be the first lady that's beside me. So, all right.
Okay, where do we see ourselves in 5 years? This is all one person's question. So, and there's several questions in this. Where do we see ourselves in 5 years? What is one food I will not cook? What is your favorite meal to cook? And what is your favorite dessert?
All right, 5 years. What do you see, Seth?
Well, we talked about this on our live the other night. We've talked about, we have a little piece of property that is all wooded right now. And we've talked about putting little cabins on that property with a big lodge with a full kitchen in it and calling it the farm, like a VBRO or an Airbnb. Because the zoo's close to us, and we could do like cooking illustrations with the farm and pastor's wife. So that's a goal of ours.
Yeah, and
but we don't see ourselves moving anywhere. We see ourselves staying and retiring, and hopefully in 5 years we'll have more grandchildren. And
Isaac will be married.
Yeah, so who knows? Who knows where we'll be? But I know we'll probably still live in the same place.
Unless God has differently.
Unless God tells us differently. That's right.
He taps our heart tomorrow.
He's the boss.
Says, hey, I want you to move to Zimbabwe. And he makes a way. And we know that it's his will.
We might kick and scream a little.
We'll have to find a house for Caroline, Jamie, Isaac. And
we'll have to move them all with us. Because I'm not leaving my grandbabies. No, anyway. But I will if the Lord tells us to.
Next question.
All right. What's one food I'll not cook? I like the turnip greens. I don't like turnips. So I probably don't cook those. Yeah. I can't think of anything I wouldn't cook. Because I've eaten deer meat. I've cooked deer meat. I would cook about anything.
Chitlins.
Oh yeah.
I'm not cooking chitlins. No.
I'm not cleaning them either.
No. Ain't happening.
Okay.
If you don't know what chitlins are,
look it up.
Google it.
What's your favorite meal to cook? Well, my favorite meal to eat, of course, is like my fried chicken and stuff like that. It's not necessarily my favorite food to cook because it makes such a mess. My favorite meal to cook.
Salmon patties.
Salmon patties.
I can tell you that one. Salmon
But that's
patties.
my favorite to eat. So therefore it becomes my favorite to cook. And what is your favorite dessert? My $500 chocolate cake.
Yep, it's good. It's really good.
It's not really $500. There's a story behind that.
There's a video on the channel. Go check it out.
So, okay. How should a woman handle a situation when the man always wants her to do everything his way?
Yes, sir.
And they're not married.
Oh, no.
Well, first and foremost, if this is a issue and you're not married, that may be a red flag that this is not the person for you. And before you get deep into marriage, you need to deal with that and decide if this is the person you want to spend the rest of your life with.
One of the things that we tell young couples when we do premarital counseling together, and she helps me sometimes with premarital counseling, is if you don't like it now, you're really not going to like it in 5 years from now.
Right. It's going to be even worse.
If it's a struggle now, it's going to be really a struggle in 5 years from now. After you've said I do, and you have children, and you incorporate his family, your family, everything together, you're really going to struggle that he tells you what to do all the time. Now, the question would be, do you have a problem allowing someone to have influence in your decisions? Is this a pride thing, a self-willed thing, or is it just, hey, this person's overbearing, and you got to decide what that is? And
to be fair to him, is he aware? Sometimes I can be overbearing in certain areas, or you can be, and we're just not aware that we're being pushy, or yes, you. And so my question is he aware that his behavior is this way? Sometimes we get into our own ways of doing things, and we just don't realize. And once it's brought to our attention, then we can adjust it. So my first response is, first and foremost, is he aware that he does this and that it bothers you? And two, if he is aware and he's refusing to stop, this may be a red flag for you, honey, to run, to say this is not the person for me.
If you're a believer, go see your pastor, talk to your pastor, and
seek counseling.
And seek counseling there, and maybe get him in on some counseling as well.
Yep.
Right, next question.
Is there anything I would have changed about my kitchen remodel now that I have used it a while? No. I love my kitchen.
There may be one thing.
The sink.
The sink.
I love my copper sink, and I still don't think I would change it. I just wish I had realized that it was a little more upkeep than what I was.
And tell them why. What kind of sink is it?
It's a copper sink, and it oxidizes. Anything that gets on it or touches it, it oxidizes and makes a shape or a discoloration. And some people like that patina that it gives, but it just, to me, it stays dirty. And so I don't know that I would have changed it because it's still beautiful and I love it. So I don't know that I would change it, but I maybe wish I had been aware and not been.
I'm not a proponent of the one basin farm sink.
He wants two sinks.
I want a divider.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
If she's got a piece of meat laying in there thawing out in the sink, the thought of me coming in and washing my soapy hands over
he has
that
to
meat,
move it.
I've got to move the meat out of the sink, wash my hands, put the meat back in. Whereas if it was two compartments.
This is true. He could wash his hands in the other one.
Yeah,
that's true.
But each for their own.
That is true. And one other thing is, this didn't happen in my remodel, but I do not like my refrigerator. And as soon as I can change my refrigerator, I'm getting a different refrigerator. But I don't like side by side. I don't think it's as much, gives me as much room. So I'm not a fan of my refrigerator.
She's praying it goes out.
Yeah. Every time it acts up a little bit, I'm like, oh, please go out. Okay. Where do you store what you can, and do you have a basement? No, I do not have a basement. And since Isaac has moved out, I have put some shelves in his room and I'm storing my canned goods in there. Before that, we had a back porch with it's not a hutch, but it's kind of like a cabinet. Built-in cabinet. And that's where my mama stored everything. It gets a little warm out there, so I don't like storing it out there. But I do put it in Isaac's bedroom. And in his room is the heat never got back there and the air never got back there. So it's kind of just a plain Jane room as far as the temperature. So what version of the Bible do you recommend? Well, I recommend several. I recommend the King James for memory. To me, it's just easier for me to memorize because I grew up in a Christian schools and we had to memorize King James. I love to study out of the New American Standard, the English Standard Version, and I'm really enjoying just reading it like a book, the Amplified Version. The New Living is great. I love several. And if you want just a paraphrase, I don't have a copy of the Message and I don't use the Message, but I know several people who do. But you have to realize it is not verse by verse. It's just like in story format. It's not, I don't even consider it really a translation of the Bible. It's not a translation. So I don't really recommend the Message, but it's kind of nice to maybe have, once you've studied all the other ones, then you can read that,
If you're a young believer, I would say don't use the Message right now.
Yeah.
Because
you need
some foundation.
You need to get grounded first. Yep. And what would you recommend?
I like New American Standard.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. So.
And it is one of the closest to the actual Greek and Hebrew translations. How's the diet? Update requested. The diet is at a standstill. I've lost 60 plus pounds. I'm not, I might this week I might gain 2, and then the next week I may lose that 2. And so it's teeter-tottering within 2 pounds, 2 to 3 pounds. And I'd say I'm just at a standstill. I'm not losing anymore. but I'm really not trying. I've started incorporating some of my old habits, but doing it in a way to where I'm not gaining weight. You know, if I have a week that I'm really bad, then the next week I'm going to be really good. So, yeah.
You're just not as strict as you
I'm
used
not
to be.
near as strict as I was.
Yeah. Which
And
that
that's
brings a freedom too.
Yes, and that's where I wanted to get. I wanted to get where I could learn how to eat and incorporate occasionally the things I want, but do it in a way that's healthy. And I feel like I've learned how to do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, I have some weeks that I may gain 2 or 3 pounds, but then the next week I know, okay, I got to get them 2 or 3 pounds off. So,
the main thing that shifted is a focus. She's got a number on the scale that's her target, and she focuses on it. Not every day, but every 2 or 3 days, she'll take a glance at her weight, and that will be the indicator. Hey, I need to pull it back in, or I'm okay to eat that extra piece of chocolate today.
I know when I get home from this trip, next week will be a strict.
Whoa,
yeah,
Nelly.
I'll be pulling the reins back.
Yeah,
So,
all right, next.
but I wanted to enjoy this week. So
Right.
anyway,
A couple more questions.
what cream do you use on your neck? I can tell a huge difference. And where do you get your Judy Blues? I have several creams. A sweet viewer sent me, I think it was called Stravecta, and I used that. The only thing with that is I can't use it like during the day because it rolls up. Like if I go to scratch my neck, I'm going to get like little rolls of cream. It doesn't work in well. CeraVe night cream has been what I've been using a lot of, but to be honest, I haven't used anything regularly. Before I put on my makeup, I still put on that night cream, even during the day. And, but I'm not using, I feel like my skin has just started to catch up with my weight loss, that it's finally starting to
It is.
tighten up.
It is.
It took it a while. So I think I feel like my arms are not near as, when I first lost the weight, they were really flabby, and they're still flabby, don't get me wrong, but they're not as, either I'm used to them or I'm not as self-conscious.
And you've not done anything really for muscle toning.
No, I
either.
haven't done any exercises.
Yeah. So she hadn't been to gym or anything like that.
I just feel like my skin is starting to catch up with my weight loss. And where do I get my Judy Blues? I got a pair at, it's a boutique in Winston called Lovewell Boutique. And I think I've gotten a pair from Stitch Fix.
We have 2 pairs?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I love my Judy Blues.
I don't care.
I love my Judy Blues.
I don't care.
They're my favorite jeans. They're my favorite jeans.
Tell them why.
They just fit good.
And they stretch.
Well, yeah, a lot of jeans stretch, but these just fit good. They're in style. I like them. But I have several pairs of jeans, different brands that I like as well. I have a Democracy pair that I absolutely love. But anyway, you can just find them at different places. Boutiques mainly.
Yeah, but the thing about Judy Blues is they can be a little expensive.
Yes, but they're not the most expensive pair of jeans I have.
She usually...
Liverpool.
Yeah,
I have a pair of them.
She saves up for special purchases like that. So.
Yeah.
Or we use birthday, holidays, things like that. So.
Yep.
All right, last question.
No, we got 3.
Okay.
How many carbs, fats, calories do I eat a day?
We don't know.
If I'm doing low carb, 25 or less. If I'm doing Optavia, I don't keep up with it. I just try to do my fuelings and my meal.
Because they measure that.
Yeah, they measure the carbs. I don't even have to think about it. All I have to do is weigh and think about my one meal a day. And and I would say the calories in that are probably 1,200 or less. Right at 1,200 probably.
Yep.
So, but who's your favorite child? Well, Caroline is my favorite. She is my most favorite daughter. And Isaac, he is absolutely my most favorite son. So.
Who's your favorite husband?
You're my favorite husband.
That's right.
So I don't have a favorite. I love both of my children the same. And their personalities are totally different. I have to parent them different, or I did when I had them. And even now their personalities are different, and I have to be the mom of adult children differently to them because they're just two different people. And so I love both my children the same. And I love both my grandbabies the same too. You see Judah a lot more because he's in my care a lot more, and he's older.
And he can talk and converse with the camera.
Yes, yeah. And but I absolutely love Judah and Levi absolutely the same. I would fight a bear to the death for both of them. Okay. Any chance of seeing low carb and lean and green recipes? Yes, and they're on there. Sometimes I don't always label them as low carb and lean and green and so forth.
Tell them why.
Because the majority of my viewers are not interested in that. And so if I label it, here's a healthy recipe or here's a healthy meal option,
they don't watch it.
They don't watch it because they think it's going to be, and whereas if I just name it what it is, they still watch it and it's still good. Mm-hmm. So I try to leave the word healthy out. I've put it in a few of them. I try to leave the word healthy out. I try to leave the words low carb out. And really, I'm still learning how to cook that way. I'm not proficient in cooking healthy. In fact, some of my healthy meals are the same old thing over and over again. Salmon and cauliflower rice. And, it's the same thing over and over again. But when I do a healthy recipe, I don't usually label it that way. Because I want people to watch them.
Yeah, we limit you limit the
viewers,
the viewer audience when you do that. And you may be thinking, well, there's millions of people out there that's looking for low carb options. Yes, but then they'll have to be destined to go search for that video to find it, to watch it. Yeah. And so.
And I did a poll, and the majority, I had a large amount that wanted healthy meals, but I also, the larger amount wanted regular meals. And so I thought I would just slip in my healthy meals and not label them that way. And that way I'm feeding both of you guys. So. So that's it for today. We'll have more. I don't know if we'll do it tonight or tomorrow or when, but we got like 3 more pages.
All right, guys.
All right, so we're going to head out. I'm going to make the bed and pick up in here, and then we're heading out, and you're going with us. See you in a minute. Hey, y'all, I need a turkey pan. I threw mine away last year because the inside coating was chipping away and getting on the food. So I'm looking at this one, which is by Calphalon, and I have a lot of Calphalon stuff and I like it, but I really wanted a stainless, but this one is so narrow and it's not deep. This one is the size I want, so I think I'm going to try this one, and the price is not bad. It's $40. The one I had looked at was like $160. So,
but that was a Cuisinart stainless steel, right?
Yeah. So I'm gonna try this one this year, and hopefully this will work and be my lifelong turkey pan. Okay, guys, I know you love it when I have a biter bowl. Y'all love my red biter bowl, and I saw these, and I'd like a new one to use. And so this one says "Let It Snow," has snowflakes, comes with spatulas and cookie cutters. This one just has Christmas trees. It's red in color. It also has spatulas and a little, that's cute, little rolling pin. Which one should I get? This one I feel like I can use well after Christmas. This one being red, maybe just for Christmas. I like the rolling pin on this one, but I want to be able to use it longer, so I think I'm going to get this one.
Are they reasonably priced?
They're $16.
$17?
Yeah, $16.99.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. So I think I'm gonna get this one. Okay, guys, we've walked the streets of downtown Boone again today. Went actually to the mall. You saw us earlier picking out my turkey pan and all kinds of stuff. So we're gonna hit a restaurant that one of you sweet viewers told me to check out. So for lunch, we're going to go to Our Daily Bread. It's a nasty day up here. It's a cold, very, very, very cold rain. Possibility of it turning to ice and snow later on, but we'll see. So we're going to head to Our Daily Bread and get us some soup and warm our bones. Okay, there's the sign, Our Daily Bread, right there.
It's kind of cool because that's also the name of a daily devotion.
Yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Let's head in and see what it's all about.
Okay, so we're not getting soup because they ran out of all their soup.
Imagine that.
So we're getting our Daily Bread Club, and I'm getting a ham and apple cress.
Yeah. But it is, in their defense, it's like 1:30.
Yeah, we waited a little bit late because we had a late breakfast. So
1:40. It's 1:45.
we walked up and down and did some shopping. So we'll show you our food when it comes out. Okay, guys, let's look at the difference in these sandwiches. This is mine, which is the ham and apple. That's Bryant's monster over there. He got the Our Daily Bread Club, and I got the ham and apple panini. So, and he, where's your? Let me turn it around. Let's see your vegetables. And he got marinated vegetables.
Did you guys need anything else at all?
Okay, guys, we're getting ready to go outside, and I thought I'd tell you how our sandwiches was. Mine was absolutely delicious. It was ham, cheese, a special sauce, and thinly sliced Granny Smith apples as a panini. It was hot. It was delicious. How was yours?
Mine was perfect.
This was huge.
Yeah, I had to take the center piece of bread out of the club so I could get my mouth around it.
That's got a big mouth.
Y'all, we will be right back.
Okay, I don't know where we're going, but we're going somewhere. Okay, y'all, it's our second coffee stop for the day. And I got raspberry white chocolate. Oh, which I think that's that. No, this is raspberry. And
what did I get?
you got white chocolate caramel mocha.
Yep.
And we got a cookie. We went to Starbucks earlier, and this is a locally owned coffee shop, and we always like to support small businesses. So
Yeah, where are we at now?
we are in Blowing Rock, North Carolina. Little downtown boutique shops and stuff. It's too cold and rainy to really shop any. We just are riding around and looking and enjoying a cookie.
And eating. What's for supper?
I don't know. I don't think we can beat last night. So I'm gonna let him pick. I picked last night, so I'm gonna let him pick tonight. Well, guess what time it is, folks?
Supper time!
Time to eat again.
Yep.
And we're going to
That's all we ever do. The
Peddling Pig.
Want some ribs tonight?
Okay, everyone, so we got an appetizer of cheddar, bacon, ranch, fries, and they were so delicious. They were out of this world. And of course, Bryant gives them a thumbs up. Our meal was, I had pulled pork tacos with slaw and sweet potato fries, and they were amazing, amazing. Bryant, his was delicious too. He got ribs, fried okra, and collard greens. All right. Thoughts on that food?
Delicious.
It was wonderful.
The ribs were excellent.
The ribs were really good. Mine, when I cook ribs, are really, really, really tender and they fall off the bone. But sometimes I think they get too tender, and I really like the firmness these had.
Yeah, they weren't tough.
They weren't tough, but they held to the bone and you got to bite it off the bone. And my tacos, I had pulled pork tacos. They were amazing.
Yep.
Absolutely amazing. So
we had the bacon, cheese, ranch fries for appetizer.
I didn't need those, but they were good.
They were not healthy. They were not keto.
I'm going to have gained 10 pounds by the time I get home.
Yep.
But I will say we have not been disappointed.
No.
We are foodies at heart, and so when we go on trips, we do like to try out the food places.
And splurge.
And try out the local food areas, not do your chain restaurants and stuff. So we have not been disappointed at all when it comes to food.
The Peddling Pig in Boone, North Carolina.
We did not get our server's name, but again, she was excellent. Gotta go, my daughter's calling. Okay, guys, we're doing something really odd on our getaway. There's a grocery store I love, and I love it just because of their commercials. We don't have one, so I want to go in here and explore, and it's a Publix. So I'm gonna go check out the Publix.
gonna do a voiceover or something.
Yeah. Okay, everybody.
How's that?
We're trying to get the lighting right.
Hey, touch my angel. Woo! You know,
Our thoughts on the store Publix. First of all, I absolutely adore their commercials and think they are the sweetest thing. Of course, I hadn't seen one the last couple of years, but several years ago, they had some really good commercials out.
they still do.
The grocery store is clean as a pin. I
Organized.
mean, everything is pulled to the front of the shelves. It is just as smooth looking, and there's no messes anywhere. They offer a lot of varieties that you don't see in a traditional, or for us, I say that because I'm talking about the stores we shop in. But they had lots of variety and lots of things that we don't always see. So the options are wide open there.
But
However, the downside, and there's only one downside, is their prices are higher than what we're used to. And only some things were significantly higher, and then some things were just 20 cents higher, 40 cents. But when you buy 10 items and you've gone 50 cents over on each item,
it
that's
adds up.
$5 or whatever. I don't even know if that's right, but I can't do my math. But
50,
anyway,
50 cents on 10 items is
yeah,
$5.
$5. So it adds up. So the prices are a little higher, but I will say you have much better, I don't know, quality is the word, but variety to choose from, and things that you would be hard to find in other stores, you probably can find at Publix. And the store is nice. It is nice.
Like the boneless, skinless chicken breast at Aldi's or Aldi's is $1.99 a pound. The fresh, boneless, skinless chicken breast here they were $4.99 a pound.
Yeah.
So double the price.
And something was $6 a pound. That was like ridiculous.
The
80-20, wasn't it?
yeah the 80-20
Ground beef.
ground beef was $6.59 a pound.
A pound.
The boneless, skinless salmon.
Oh, in the can that I like to use.
Chicken of the sea, right?
Which is normally a...
No, it's like $2.69 right now.
Oh, is it going up that
Yeah,
much?
it's going up that much, yeah.
All right, let's say $2.75 a pound.
It was
a can.
It was almost $5.
It was almost $5 a can.
So those are just a couple examples. So, hey, but it is a nice, neat, clean, organized. For us, we would use it for a matter of convenience if we were short to dart in, dart out. But I'm not
Or
sure.
if we needed something we couldn't find at other grocery stores, because you probably can find it in there.
Or if they had some sales.
Or sales, yes. And I'm sure, I didn't even pick up a sales paper, but I'm sure they have good, like if you're looking for something and it's on sale, that may be a great sale there. So, all right, I guess we're headed back to the room.